Hey, it's Duncan Nisbet, the Let's Test Roving Reporter, here with the boys themselves, Henrik Andersson and Johan Jonasson. How are you guys? You all right?
Hi, Dunks. I'm very fine, thank you. Running a bit late in the evening, but talking to you is always a pleasure.
And you, Johan, you okay?
Oh, yeah, I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, very good, thank you. Very good. Very pleased that you could take some time to spend it with me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Right, so yeah, we're here to talk Let's Test. So let's get on with it. I want to I don't know where to start. It's amazing. So let's just start with the latest news of tasting Let's Test an L. Tell us a bit about it. What happened?
It actually started down under, in August we had a one-day tasting let's test in Sydney, and I was a bit worried and puzzled before that. Will it actually be something similar to Let's Test, or will it be just an ordinary one-day conference like there are so many? And the day went tremendously well. Engaged people, lots of questioning. We had a test lab running. We had uh, challenges and games and a nice party in the evening. And the feedback we got and what I saw also was there was a really good energy, great atmosphere. People were happy and really saw something different compared to how traditional the one-day events looks like. So I think we captured, as we wanted, just a taste of what Let's Test is. And I got very, very excited about this. And I know that not everyone can afford to come to the 3-day conference, and also that not everyone will be able to make it those dates or book for something else, or for some different reasons. And I think it would be great to be able to have the opportunity to go to these tasting events too, and spread them around wherever there would be a demand and interest of it. It turned out really well, and I hope so that we have a concept here that will continue work. This is great.
Yeah. And it's a great promotion for, well, obviously for tasting Let's Test Oz was a great promotion for Let's Test Oz, wasn't it?
It was. It was. I think I mean, instead of having four organizers talking about it, now we have. It was just over 80 or close to 100 people attending Tasting Let's Test, and now we have all these people talking about it also all year round and have experienced something. It's not just words anymore. It's real experience, and that's so much more powerful. So it's definitely helping in advertising. Absolutely.
Fantastic. And the call for papers is open for Let's Test Oz.
I believe it is. We opened just the other day, and it will be open till beginning of January, if I recall correct. So please send in your stuff. We're always looking for great presentations and good presenters, and it will give you, who are not living in Australia, a very good excuse to come visit that beautiful country.
Definitely. So yeah, so moving on to the Netherlands. Excellent. So that's kind of, that came out of the blue for us, lot. So just to start seeing the tweets coming, which was fantastic. I know Rob was surprised to see it as well come up on his radar.
It's pretty cool. I think I talked about us, Johan, so I'm heading over to you now to do the Europe chapter. Or maybe Johan has fallen asleep. I already bored him to death, I guess.
It's the joy of newborn kids.
Yes. So I guess I'm talking about this instead of Johan, or are you, Johan? Are you there? Hello?
Hello? No?
No, so yes,
He's messaging. His microphone's finally given up.
Dear listeners, we are messaging now instead of talking.
It doesn't make like radio, does it?
Well, you can read the transcript, so if you read it out loud instead now, thanks,
Okay.
we can share this with the world.
Johan. Okay, this sucks. He's writing. Yeah, share this. Smiley face. Should we try and call him back, do you think?
Why not?
Right. Can we do that? Can we add him again?
I bet you can.
No, it's always saying, hang on, I'm in call with this person. You still there, Henry?
I'm there, yes.
Yeah, certainly. It's just adding him back. Call failed.
I just assume we are not the first ones experience this trouble with Johan and his internet connection. He's living in a bunker up north where no civilization ever been before or after the dinosaurs, so it's really challenging. It's like,
I thought I had a bad Wi-Fi down here in Spain.
Oh no.
Hey, he's back. You there?
Johan, I think you need to step out of your metal box, because your sounds really... your voice is breaking up.
No, he's blurred out again on my screen.
Yes. I love this.
So was tasting Let's Test Netherlands, was that Johan's baby, was it?
No, really not. It's both have worked really hard on it, and especially Hoib as well. I mean, he's our guy in the Netherlands, and he has been doing a great work, and I'm so happy about teaming up with Hoib on this one.
Definitely.
It's very, very thrilling. Great program, good mix. Michael Bolton will do a keynote. We will have Carson Feilberg doing a session and a hands-on session in the test lab. So it will be about the exploratory testing and the concept and methods he's using when he's doing exploratory testing. I think this is a great thing, taking it first in theory, and then straight after everyone just moves to the test labs and practicing and doing the real testing of what Carson just talked about in theory.
That's fantastic, isn't it? Yeah.
I think that's really takes it to the next level.
That's it.
And
I love the fact it's about the social side of it as well. So you've got the keynote from Michael talking about emotions in testing, and you've got Hyde talking about the social sciences and what testers can learn from them.
absolutely, and we have Ruud Cox talking about drawing and sketching. Sige van Hisse talking about artful testing. I think we have a nice mix here. But as you said, it's very much towards the social side of it. It's much about visualization and not hardcore technical problems. Because you tend to the solution tends to lie in the social part anyway, the interaction and cooperation between people.
Yeah, that's the big thing that gets forgotten, doesn't it? Sometimes is that we think we can just test against the specifications, but actually, someone at the end of the day has to use the software.
Yeah, we need to remind ourselves every now and then about that. Yes.
Yeah. So, is there anything else you'd like to talk about with the Netherlands?
It's a great venue. It's called The Fabric in Utrecht, Netherlands. We have a early bird running till the end of this year. Please join us. We would love your company.
Yeah, it's a nice price, isn't it? The early bird, €150.
We always try to put up our conference with a really good price. I think it's important that people should feel that there is actually a chance for them to attend our events, even though if they not always get approval from their work or managers to fund them, that there still is an option for them if they want it really bad to be able to go themselves. And many has done this. Told me this during Let's Test that they actually chip in for themselves from my own pocket, and I think that's amazing. And I want to do whatever I can to help people being able to do so. So we try to keep our prices as low as possible and chip in as much value, happenings, drinks, food, lodging, everything into that price also. So I just try to maximize the value as much as we possibly can.
it's it's a really good chance for people like to kind of put themselves there off their own back and then take it back to their organisations and say, look, I'm willing to do this. I've put this up myself. Look what I've got from it. Look what I'm going to feed back into organisation. Now will you send me to Let's Test in Sweden?
I hope that will work. Yes.
Hang on, where's your
Okay.
Is Johan back?
What? I think so, yeah.
Hey, welcome back.
Hey.
Good to have you online again.
This fucking application called Skype, and please record that and send it out.
I was just bashing the location where you live, which is up in the deep forest where no one ever gone before. So, but you don't think that has anything to do with it, no?
No, why waste time bashing my location? We can bash this Swedish piece of crap program called Skype.
That works perfectly for me, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, except when we're on the call with Rob Saborin, then you're always the muted one.
That's it. It's a good chance to just sit there and absorb, isn't it, when you're on the call?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be hoping to catch up with him afterwards as well. He's the content owner for Let's Test Sweden, right, this year?
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah. So we were just speaking about Netherlands. And is anything you want to add from your perspective, Johan?
Well, I don't know what Henrik told you while I was switching computers and all that, but we're naturally very excited to be working with Hybe in the Netherlands and be able to bring this one day event to the like local community there in Netherlands and Belgium, and I'm sure we'll get people from Germany and maybe Denmark as well down there. So that's going to be very exciting.
Fantastic. Yeah. Your stories corroborate.
Okay, good.
Brilliant. Okay, so let's move on to the big one. Let's talk about Let's Test Sweden.
Woohoo!
Sure. Let's go on. It's massive. So first of all I can say is, what a fantastic lineup. I see you've taken over the whole conference centre, have you, for the tutorials?
Yeah, more or less.
9 tracks. How are we going to choose?
Yeah, that's somebody else's problem.
Well, we intend to keep the same tutorials for 9 years now, so you can just pick them one after one and join us for the next upcoming 9 years.
Well, you can do, can't you? Just reuse.
Yes.
That's just amazing. I see you're getting your money's worth out of Steve Smith. He's got a whole day of tutorials, poor boy.
That and a fantastic keynote. He will do an experiential keynote that will be something brand new. 200 people will get the experience of what an experiential session is. They will feel, they will interact, they will do stuff during the keynote. I think that this will be awesome and very, very, very cool.
Yeah, it does sound like it's going to be a real challenge for him.
Oh yeah, we want to challenge our speakers also. It shouldn't be a walk in the park for none of them.
No, that's it. And then you got Rob Sabb as well, another big gun doing a full day of tutorials.
He does, yes. It will be a really cool one. It's about fundamentals, but for expert testers, he will go drill deep into statistic, maths, rhetoric, and communication, argumentation. How we go broad and deep into many of the real fundamental parts that we testers really need to know to do a good work. I think that will be a amazing tutorial.
Yeah, and knowing Rob, he'll take what's kind of quite a dry topic, and I'm sure he'll make it really engaging.
Oh yeah,
I bet it does.
Yeah, fantastic. And so you've got 9 tracks on the first day, and you've got 4 tracks on the actual conference itself. You've kept the kind of tutorial theme going across onto conference day 1. How did you come to that kind of decision?
Are you talking about the workshops?
Yeah, sorry, yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So I guess one thing that led to that decision was that we have been experimenting with experiential sessions at Let's Test in previous years, and also, of course, Henrik and I have been attending other conferences in the past where we found experiential workshops to be a very, very solid learning tool. So we wanted to kind of see if we could expand that a bit at Let's Test and have the Let's Test community experience that as well. So we brought in workshops last year, but I think the feeling among many of the attendees was that 1 hour sessions might be not enough time to put it mildly to really go through a workshop of any great size. So we thought then, let's just expand it and make a double session instead, so that we have enough time to really dig into the subjects and do proper debriefings and all of that. So
yeah, why not?
Yeah,
definitely time to get into the double loop learning, eh?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm really excited by it. I'm sitting here looking at the schedule now. It just looks amazing.
It is amazing, and we have spent so much time on actually choosing and picking these people who are up on schedule. It was a really, really tough job. So many proposals were sent in, and so many great people that are not on this program that would get on any program, including ours, any day, but not at this time, at this moment, unfortunately. We could easily have done a 6-day conference and still have had this same top quality throughout the whole days. It was tremendous of the proposals we got. They were fantastic.
I wouldn't even know where to start. Just where would you even start filtering out the proposals? Just fair play to you for turning it around.
We read them over and over again. We started to value them, to have discussion around them, putting them in different. If there were several that were kind of equal, could cluster them together, and you just need to start somewhere to get moving, and see where it takes you.
And was it an interesting slant having Rob Sabrin as the content owner?
Interesting, valuable, inspiring. I love working with Rob. He's a great guy, and he puts much intelligence and knowledge and questioning into this process as well.
Yeah, and I think we both noticed that he brings a new perspective to the whole Let's Test program. That is very noticeable, I think. Henrik and I tend to think alike a lot of the time, so it's very nice to have Rob's experience and insight with us when we put together this year's program and conference.
Fantastic. And then obviously you got Tim Lister.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Amazing. How did you pull that off?
As nicely, I guess.
So for people who've been living under a rock, is it worth just talking a bit about Tim Lister?
I think it might be. Do you want to start it off, Henrik?
Oh, it's always worth talking about Tim Lister. He's a great guy. He's been being in this industry for many years, and he's written books like Waltzing with Bears. He's did Peopleware and lots of other stuff, and he's spending now much of his time working with risks and balancing and evaluating and risk management of products, and I think this is a man who's been proving his worth for so many years and been sticking around and doing so much work with Tom DeMarco as well. And I mean, I'm very thrilled that he wanted to come here, and his keynote and also his tutorial will be something very, very special for me. And Tim is a very nice, friendly person also in private, and I think he's just a really great guy.
Yeah, absolutely. I've got nothing much to add. Other than that, this is very exciting for me as well, because I think Tim Lister, I saw a keynote by him a couple of years ago, and I must say that was, I think, one of my favorite keynotes of all time. He did one on estimation, which was, I found, very insightful and well delivered. So I'm very much looking forward to having him at Let's Test.
Fantastic. Just to go on to some of the other people as well, you've got some great collaborations, I notice.
Yeah.
Which I guess some of them have come about from previous Let's Test conferences.
Well, both that and other conferences as well. I mean, most of these collaborations are between people who are well known in the community, but maybe we haven't seen together on conference programs before. So yeah, that's going to be very exciting.
Really good. Is there any highlights for you?
You mean among those collaborations, or just?
Yeah, amongst those collaborations.
Yeah. Well, for me, it's probably Michael Bolton and Paul Holland, their Puzzles and Games Masterclass. It's probably going to be both a big learning opportunity to try out some new games and puzzles, and of course, it's probably also going to be hilarious.
I was definitely thinking of tying that session in with Kristin and Martin's Can Playing Games Actually Make You a Better Tester session.
Yeah.
Those two together, because I do really like playing games and the lessons you can learn from playing games.
Sure.
It gets the point across. I do like playing with Lego.
Nice.
Fantastic. So is there anything else you want to talk about with regards to Let's Test Sweden?
For me, it's again, the program, it's very diverse, and also it's diverse where people are coming from. We have 11 different countries and 5 different continents on the program. So we are also looking at to having this as a truly international conference and not a European or not a Northern Scandinavian conference or whatever. We want it to give a global perspective and to be fully international.
That's a pretty impressive stat. Can you repeat it? How many people from how many countries and continents?
We have 11 countries and 5 different continents on the program today, and I just think very appreciative that people actually send in proposals from literally all over the world to willing to come to Let's Test in Stockholm. It's I'm very humbled and amazed by it, and those are the things that makes a program really, really great also.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just great. You're not going to have, like, as you said, a Northern European slant or a North American slant. It is global, and everyone's just going to take so much from that.
Yeah, it's going to be an opportunity for sure for everybody to share stories and listen to stories about testing from literally all over the world, and see what we have in common and what we might do differently that we can learn from each other.
Yeah, fantastic. And then, so what else have you got bubbling away? You've got Let's Test Oz is still bubbling away, or have you handed that over to the Antipodean contingent?
We're still involved, and still it's boiling quite a lot. As I said before, we just announced the call for proposals, and we have now signed contracts for the venue, and it will definitely start rolling up now, speeding up faster in 2014. I have the same hopes as I have for Let's Test in Sweden, that it will be a truly international conference. It will have the same spirit, energy, and engagement as with the participants and speakers as we had over these years up here, and I have high hopes for this.
Yeah, absolutely. Me too. And I mean, we have the call for proposals open now, as we've talked about, but we do have a few keynotes already scheduled for Let's Test Us that are going to be amazing, with James Bach, Fiona Charles, and Keith Klein already signed up to do keynotes down there. And if you haven't seen Sydney before, then this I think is a great opportunity to do so. It's going to be great.
Is it Sydney? Is it?
It has become Sydney, yes.
Brilliant.
We'll be close to Sydney, yes. So we moved the location for different reasons, but also for traveling reasons. That
yes,
if people want to get into to Australia, this is most convenient. And we have a fantastic place up outside Sydney with great nature, and it will be calm, and it will have the same thing as Stockholm, that we will be there, and it will be a bit outside of the normal city, and we will get peace and quiet there.
Yeah, brilliant. I mean, that's a great success from Let's Test Sweden, isn't it? Is that peace and serenity, and just a chance to just be together and have a quiet time together as well as a party, obviously.
Yeah, I think the combination is important. That if you want to take an hour of nature walk or something and just be by yourself, and that should be possible too. And then, as you said, if you want to engage in a test lab or with some games or just having a drink with people, that is also a possibility. So you always have options.
Fantastic. And swimming around Sydney would be a bit nicer than swimming around the Baltic.
I don't know. There are sharks down there,
yeah,
isn't
it?
Brilliant. Well, that makes our life easier, because we were going to fly into Sydney and then grab an RV and drive up to Brisbane. But now we don't need to do that. We can go and see places around Sydney. How cool is that?
Yes.
Exactly, yes.
Cancel your RV.
Yeah. Brilliant. Okay, so have you got anything else in the pipeline? Anything else? Any more surprises, or is there nothing yet?
For now, it's enough. There will most likely be popping up other stuff and other variations and whatever. But actually, to be honest, right now we have our hands full. So I don't have any more brain power, I think, to start thinking about other stuff right at this moment. But give me a week or two, and I will be back in business. But I'm very, very excited. We have 3 events for 2014 already booked and scheduled, and I think each and every one of them has their own characteristics and their own right to be there also. It's very, very thrilling for me.
Fantastic. And I guess you've got day jobs to do as well, haven't you?
Yeah, they keep on telling us about those, yeah.
Which tend to turn to be the evening jobs, and we do this as a day job, and yeah. I don't know if there are nights anymore, but I'm still loving it. So
yeah, you're becoming a fan of coffee, yeah.
Is that what I call it?
The Irish kind.
Yes, of course. Just to see you over. Yes. Fantastic. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to leave you be. Thanks again for your time.
Great talking to you, mate. Thanks a lot.
We'll catch up soon, yeah. When we'll see where we are in a couple of months and catch up again.
Definitely. Cheers.
All right, guys. All the best.
You too. Cheers.
Bye.
Cheers. Bye.
Bye. Bye.